We have some major updates of mixed martial arts, starting with the news. Israel Adesanya receives a warm welcome upon his arrival home. Adesanya has returned to Nigeria, and fans gave him a warm welcome. Recently, he shared a video of this. Here's the clip.
Presidential team.
Come on. Bad guy.
Robert Whittaker sums up Dricus du Plessis' fighting style. In a recent episode of his podcast, Whittaker said du Plessis goes after his opponents really aggressively and joked that his fighting style is like something you'd see from a guy at a laid-back pub in Sydney, showing how rough and unpolished it is.
Dricus, mate, how do you sum him up? Dude's tough as nails. He's got ticker and he's got a headspace. Like, he's got the right mind space to go there. Like, he's willing to die on his shield. The dude's tough as nails. He is so awkward and cumbersome to watch, man. But he gets it done. He makes it work. Like, mate, like he runs at you, throwing punches like you stole something from him, right? And man, like, it works. Okay, it works. I don't know how else to sum him up, right? Yeah. He's like, he would fit perfectly in a pub anywhere in Sydney, right?
Sean Strickland doesn't think Alex Pereira is ever going to cut back to 185 again. As most of you know, after Israel Adesanya's loss at UFC 305, Alex decided to move back to middleweight. Strickland's given his take on it. He said he saw Alex before his last middleweight fight and thought he looked very unhealthy or in poor condition. Strickland was concerned that Alex's appearance was a sign that the weight cut was harmful to him.
Your friend Alex Pereira saying that he would go back down to 185. What did you think of that? And then Drake has shown a lot of interest in that.
Alex is a big ass ain't going back down to 185, dude. Like, as a welterweight that moved up to 170 or 185, once you get used to that weight class, the thought of that going back down sounds miserable. I think Alex should fight him at 205 any day of the week. But yeah, and I think Alex any day of the week says 205, 100%, dude. But Alex has a good fight with Rountree. I think it's a really great fight for Alex. And I remember seeing Alex for his last fight in the back room, and dude, he looked like death. Like, when he last middleweight cut, I walked to go say hi to him, and dude, he just looked like death. Like, to a point where I'm like, man, like, this ain't good for you, dude. Like, you go up. So I think at 205 you do in a heartbeat. But yeah, 85, man, I can't see him doing that. Luckily for us.
Dan Hooker is making a strong case to Conor McGregor. In a recent interview, Hooker argues that McGregor would benefit more from fighting him, as Hooker is currently on a 3-fight win streak and ranked in the top 5. In contrast, Chandler is coming off a loss and not in the top 5. Hooker said, "My next fight will be a title eliminator. If Conor truly wants to get back into the title mix and earn his way to a world championship, fighting me makes a lot of sense."
So I feel like it's a smart option. You know what I mean? You're gonna fight a guy in the top 5 on a 3-fight win streak, or are you gonna fight a guy who's not in the top 5 and coming off a loss? I just feel like, because I've been staying active and I've been fighting the best guys in the world, that he has more to gain. It just is what it is. He has more to gain from fighting me than he does from Chandler.
Dude, it's such an exciting option, and I think like he'd definitely be looking at you as like, man, this could be a really I think for him it would be super exciting to get a chance to fight you too.
It's like, it is what it is. Like, really. My next fight is gonna be a title eliminator. That's what my next fight is gonna be. So if he genuinely wants to get back in the mix and genuinely wants to earn his way back to a world title, it makes a lot of sense.
Chael Sonnen goes off on people who criticize Khalil after Dana White announced his fight against Alex. Many fans think Khalil doesn't deserve a title shot because he's been inactive and was suspended due to a drug issue. Responding to this, Chael Sonnen got really worked up.
Khalil Rountree is going to walk through Alex Pereira. There you go. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that I'm wrong. You don't know a lot about Rountree. You don't know he's finished his last 5 guys. You don't know about the power he's got in his hands. You don't understand how good his defenses are. Some of his most impressive work comes when he's countering strikers. And as good as Alex Pereira is, he still makes the mistake. Khalil Rountree is going to roll over Alex Pereira. So all of this talk about Khalil doesn't deserve it. Khalil should not be in those positions. It's a very, very dangerous fight. Khalil Rountree does his greatest work when he is under a striking attack. I don't think you guys know that. I don't think you know much about Khalil Rountree. The best way to get Alex to heavyweight. We just can't make him a heavyweight tomorrow if he's got the 205-pound belt. So the best way to get him to heavyweight is not to clean out the division and keep doing more work. The best way, get him beat. Get the belt off him. He's free to become a heavyweight.
Dana White is announcing that the UFC Apex facility in Las Vegas is being expanded with a $20 million investment. This expansion will allow the facility to accommodate larger events in the future. Dana reveals this during conference.
The UFC Apex here, very clearly under construction outside as we roll in. I guess, what can you update us on, the plans? And also, we've heard rumors that maybe it's gonna have to close for a while because so much work is being done here. What is the future of the Apex?
Yeah, we're doing a $20 million expansion here. We're going to invest a lot of money in this place, and we got some pretty big announcements coming up in the next 6 months, so it'll all sort of make sense on what we're doing and why we're doing it.
And then just one more about the construction. I know you said there's an announcement coming, but do you anticipate maybe during the time that it's closed, we could see fight night cards here in Vegas, but at other locations like Durango or
I don't know if it's true that it's closing. I don't know how that's going to work out, but yeah, I don't know enough about that. But we're open to traveling around to many different places now. More open than I was a couple years ago.
Right. Thank you.
Muhammad Mokaev reportedly crashes car in Dagestan just weeks after release. After leaving the UFC, Muhammad Mokaev has faced a lot of uncertainty. Things took a turn for the worse recently when the undefeated flyweight fighter was involved in a serious car accident in his home region of Dagestan. Mokaev's situation is complicated. Both the PFL and UFC have distanced themselves from him, and he's been accused of negotiating with other promotions while still in talks with the UFC. Despite these challenges, Mokaev has maintained that neither he nor his team engaged in any deals with other promotions and is proud of his time with Dana White's UFC, even showing off his dedication on his car's license plate. In the recent accident, Mokaev and a friend reportedly crashed his Mercedes-Benz, but details about the collision and Mokaev's current condition remain unclear as he requested no photos be taken. Despite past criticisms, fans have quickly rallied to show their support for Mokaev during this tough time.